Hey guys, yeah, it's Francis Hunt. Three things, three hats. The market sniper, a methodology and a mindset for your trading and building your wealth through crypto and other markets. The reset sniper, the understanding that the game is up, the iceberg's already been hit, and you know they keep in the band playing, but this ship's going down. So macroeconomic, political, and understanding the control structure and how they play the game. So we look forward, the role SDRs might be playing and how they're going to play it, the big freeze they're going to throw down on us. That's the reset in terms of the financial and economic side. And then the crypto sniper, which is, I suppose, the peer-to-peer and the decentralized money that we all want, the cutout of the banks, the cutout of the transfer mechanism relying on that system. So that's what I'm about.
And these are all YouTube channels, right? People can go and find these.
YouTube channels, 3 Twitter handles. Love to have you following if you value that. A value system is we're truth seekers, and we just want to best understand. If we don't know, we don't know. We ask questions, and we try to find out what we can.
So you've been trading long before crypto, right? You've been doing a lot of these trades. You've been doing a lot of technical analysis, and this is not anything new for you.
Technical analysis and trading is something I've been doing for 27 years. So I was mentioning some of the narratives we've had about the control structure and the Euro-Swiss franc failure, the central bank heads saying that the peg was central and how they walked away, how they don't work for us. They work for the people who put them in power. And it's amazing getting technical analysis and trading, which I call the footprints in the sand that they can't hide. You know, the follow the money narrative, that is really powerful. And you get the story afterwards, because by the time the news hits the wires, it's always too late. So there's a massive value in truth seeking and in actually having some concept of technical analysis or in association with somebody who does, because you start to see things before they happen.
So you were telling us before this that one of your most popular videos was called Crypto is Not a Bubble, right? Is that right?
Yeah, a popular one was Crypto is Not a Bubble. When you have a highly volatile, expanding universe, it's natural to have big moves and big pullbacks. And the concept is, like many phraseology, like conspiracy. You know, my take on conspiracy, for example, as the meaning of the word is being suspicious of known deceivers. Their take of conspiracy means tinfoil hat. Bubble should be that which applies to tulip mania, something that inherently didn't have much value, was a very low commodity priced aspect, went through a phase where everybody lost their heads and associated with incredible value, it pumps to the moon and then later returns virtually to nothing. In other words, there was nothing there in any great sense. The internet boom was not a bubble. Yes, there were hypervaluations, so I call it a hypervaluation when people get a little bit ahead of themselves in valuing something, but that doesn't mean the biggest retailer online that does 42% of US sales now, aka Amazon, was a bubble. People that shorted it kept saying it's never made a profit, kept shorting it. It's gone from $18 listing to $1,000 and probably owns retail now and is getting into everything else. A bit scary for me, and one of the members of the corporatocracy, so I wouldn't classify myself as a fan, but you couldn't argue the significance of the internet revolution. That's not a bubble. A tulip bulb that got sold for more than houses, that was a bubble.
What was the term you used for it? A hyper what?
Hypervaluation. That means when people are forward guessing, and remember, markets are people. It's the emotions of the people and the energy of the people. And when everybody starts to feel fear of being left out, they all charge. That's not the underlying business's fault that people act like lemmings. If there's a true value there, post it going absolutely apoplectic and then crashing down with a moment of sobriety, the true value then still allows to manifest. There's a big difference between that tulip bulb being rated as something special and crypto, in other words, removing banking and the money system out of our lives, which is an incredibly powerful thing, and of course the internet, which itself also was a powerful thing.
So would you say maybe not a bubble, but it's fair to say that crypto is another hypervaluation, so to speak?
It's going to continue in the macro sense to expand. Within that, there will be many cycles of hypervaluation, correction, undervaluation, and pump. So what you get is a cycle, kind of like a sine wave that's been angled upwards and is tipping up, because the net value is one of appreciation and greater acceptance. So don't be short, don't be a seller, be in the market, but don't be one emotionally responding, because that's always going to be the blow off tops. Many people getting into crypto the first time, as it was going literally 7,000, 10,000, 15, 20 in a matter of 2.5 months. We call that a blow off moment. So in a technical marketing sense, we know you've got to stay the hell back. You sell into that, and you just trust that emotionality and the nature of human crowd, fear of losing and fear of missing out will play out. And then you're getting back in on the dump. So that is my take of how you can use method to still multiply your Bitcoin valuation of growth. Because in the long run, the key benchmark of crypto is going to be the thing that is going to determine your wealth, especially as it gets greatly accepted. When people talk bubbles, think about that debt bomb. Think about bond markets. Think about that trillion in the States, or 4 trillion that the Fed has added. Think about that 20 trillion. And you tell me that something where we've got a market cap of 400 billion is a bubble? Damn, man. What's that? A couple of months' payments on your interest bill? That's not the bubble. You know, that's the pot calling the kettle black, you know.
So before this conversation, you were telling us, 27 years doing this, right? And this is the first time you've been all in on a coin, 100%, right?
Yeah.
So you want to explain what coin that is and why?
Well, it's a methodology-based approach. Generally, when you're all in, I don't take a portfolio approach. People have a mistake. They think they need to be in everything, and that they're winning 10 times if they're in 15 coins. If you've got 10 grand or 20 grand, it's not a time to have 10 coins. Crypto is a risk place. If you're afraid of risk, don't be there. You've got to have your best picks, and we base that on how we assess the money is moving into specific coins. Generally, I think ICOs, the first generation guys, there are a lot of passionate people that are about focus and bringing real value to the market. You get a lot of bandwagon followers coming in the later ICOs. You've got to be really careful. You can have the best ideas in the world. It's all about execution. So we prefer to trade in the top 25 where there's established developments, teams, established ideals, already working coins. That takes some of the edge of the huge risks. A coin can fall 95% on an ICO. Many of the ICOs seem like exit strategies as well for some of the founders. You just got to watch out for that a little bit. So we prefer playing in good liquidity, especially if you've got a little bit more money than, say, the $10,000 or whatever. You need to be able to get out. Every time you're getting in, you've got to make sure your hand comes back out. You're putting it in a cookie jar, and you're hoping there's a cookie, not a scorpion in there. You might have to get that hand out in a hurry. And liquidity matters. Liquidity matters.
So what's the all-in coin that you guys have identified?
It's going to be, it's almost coincidental, and I feel a bit embarrassed for it. Roger Ver is sponsoring this event, and he owns Bitcoin.com, and he's a big fan of Bitcoin Cash. I don't marry a coin at all, so I'm dispassionate and unemotional about it. I follow the money. Right now, however, our macro setup is actually on Bitcoin Cash. I wish it weren't that way, because it just sounds like I'm shilling. And I'm sure people that are going to focus on that and go, yeah, he's paid you some money. No, he hasn't. I haven't even had the chance to have an interview. I'd like to do that. But I'm talking to lots of people, the CEO of IOTA, other guys. I'm interested in the broad stack. There's not going to be, many people make the mistake, there's going to be one winner. There isn't the internet company. There's space for a lot of things to win. So I'd prefer if there was less vitriol between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin itself. I don't know if one has to die for the other one to win. One can go the store value route, the other one can be the transactional route. I don't want to get involved with he said, she said, and spats and all of that. Let's just recognize the way we lose is we start turning on each other like crabs in a bucket and start pulling each other down. We're fighting against a much bigger enemy here. There's room for different coins to win in different spaces and everybody to gain and benefit. You can't own the wholesale license on all great intellectual property and ideas. Let the others grow. You want liberty for yourself. That implies wanting liberty for the others and the other ideas that take place.
And last question, so what brings you here to Anarchopulco? Why are you here? And what would you say to someone else who's thinking about coming next year?
So this is my tribe, man. I belong here. People, open-minded people, seeking liberty, needing support in how best to manifest that. A lot of people are taken by the ideas, but executing that. A lot of people that can support you here in terms of various things. Our angle is wealth building in a crypto space and utilizing method versus just blind emotional responses and chasing every ICO. There's a better way to do it that'll give you a better return. There's other people that are, health and wellness, and all the themes are here that you should be looking for. But this is my tribe, these are my people, and I belong here, and I certainly will look forward to be coming here again and meeting all you guys again.
All right, one more time, where can people find you?
Very kind of you to ask. TheMarketSniper.com is our primary URL. The Crypto Sniper is our YouTube channel for crypto, MarketSniper.com for methodology, and the Reset Sniper, where we're forward-looking about how it's going to play out so that you can financially prepare. And there's many different kinds of preparations you can do, but one of the key things is you've got to be able to survive and support your family, so we focus on the financial element, the ResetSniper.com.
Awesome. So come next year, maybe you can meet him in person. Thanks, man.
Very nice. Thank you.
Sure.